is week 2 of Realmathon, and this week I am going to be reading a bunch of new releases. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bree and this is 4 Paws in a Book. This week I'm going to be reading a bunch of new release books. This past week, March 4th, was one of the biggest new release Tuesdays that I have had in a very long time. I had a list of books that I was excited about. My wallet was a little scared, but thankfully I had someone come in and save the day. And I want to thank Everand for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Everand is a subscription-based service that gets you access to millions of ebooks and audiobooks all at your fingertips. With their subscription, you get 3 credits every single month and you can unlock these premium new release titles or whatever else you are interested in. You don't have to wait for a library hold to come in. You can read something or listen to it immediately, and also you get 3 credits a month, not 1. Like that other orange audiobook subscription service. I went to check out the Everand website to make sure that these new release titles were going to be available, and you bet they were. Immediately on release day, I had access to these brand new premium titles. Down in the description below, there is a link that you can use to get 30 days of a free subscription, so that means 3 free audiobooks or ebooks if you click on that link down below. So for today's vlog, we are going to be listening to 3 audiobooks using Everand's subscription. And if you know anything about me, if you have been on my channel for any length of time, you know that I read a lot of audiobooks. Last year, over 70% of my reading had some form of audiobook, whether that was immersive reading or going back and forth or just straight audiobook listening. So platforms like Everand really save the day. Thank you again, Everand, for sponsoring this portion of today's video. So let's talk about the books that we are going to read. The very first one I am very excited about. This might be my most anticipated book of the year, and that is The Ragpicker King by Cassandra Clare. This is the sequel to Swordcatcher, which came out in 2023. It was my best book of 2023, so I have been anxiously awaiting this book. It is a very political fantasy. There's a little bit of romance to it, but it's definitely fantasy forward. There is a secret identity in here. There is a little bit of betrayal, and I am very excited to see where we pick up. I wanted to reread Swordcatcher, and I'm really afraid that I am gonna lose things, I'm going to miss things, but I am buddy reading it with Maria, so hopefully if I'm lost, she can help me, because she just read it a few weeks ago. Then the next book is another book that I have been very much anticipating, and that is Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. I have really loved a book from Ava Reid, and I DNF'd another one, so I am hesitant, but I'm really hoping that I will like this. This is a queer dystopian romance, and it's sold as Hunger Games meets The Last of Us. And despite not liking zombies, I loved The Last of Us show. So I am very, very excited about this one. And I think she like falls in love with the person that is like supposed to kill her. So that's exciting. And it's sapphic. So very excited about that one. And then I have a couple of options for the third book, but the one I think I'm going to go with is going to be Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. This is YA, so I'm a little bit more hesitant about this one. However, I was walking through Barnes & Noble. This is a stunning, stunning edition. Like, look how gorgeous it is, even that foil on the naked cover. And this is comped as The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose the Time War. It's a fantastical and epic love story that defies death as 2 souls reincarnate through the centuries. Basically, these 2 people are fated to be together across like not generations, across lifetimes. So every time they die, they like come back together. And I just think that that is such a fascinating concept. So I think this is probably going to be our last book. But to make this vlog a little bit more interesting, I want to bring in my cozy hobbies. I have been obsessed with cozy hobbies lately, and I feel like cozy hobbies and audiobooks pair so well together that I can't not incorporate those into this audiobook vlog. 2 of the things I have been loving the most have been crocheting. This is my genre blanket for 2025. Obsessed with the colors so far. They're very warm toned, and this blanket is so soft. Like, I wish you could feel it through the screen. It's so soft. I cannot wait to make this like big enough that I can use it as a blanket while I'm crocheting. So very excited about that. I need to catch up on that. But what I've really fallen down the rabbit hole and fallen in love with recently has been coloring, okay? coloring. I did not need a new hobby. I did not need to spend the money on this new hobby, but I did it anyways. And so I have the Ohuhu alcohol markers. I'll put a link down below for the ones that I do have, but they're like almost always out of stock. And so I like got them at just the right moment. These are really cozy, cute coloring books, right? They're pretty simple. They're not difficult to color. They're basic, but they're just really fun to kind of work on your technique. And I think that I've kind of gotten the basics down as far as coloring. Now I want to challenge myself. There are a ton of things on TikTok that are like challenge based. And so I want to try to do a couple of challenges in here and kind of test myself, see what I can do, kind of think outside the box. So that's what we're gonna get up to this week. I hope that you'll join us. This was a very long intro, so let's just get started on the vlog. Hello, let's chat because I'm a little over 120 pages into this, and so I thought that was a good place to check in. It's not very far, percentage-wise, it's like 20%. So again, I'm picking big books for the first book of a vlog. It's fine, but I'm having such a good time with this. I'm having such a good time being back in this world. It feels a lot like coming home, like, you know, being in a, well, it's not a safe place, but it's I don't know what I'm trying to say. So I was worried about this because I didn't reread Swordcatcher, and I was like, oh no, am I gonna remember things that happened? Because obviously I read it at the end of 2023. So I've read over 200 books between that one and now this one. And I was like, am I gonna remember it? But I think one of the things that Cassandra Clare is so good at, I'm gonna put this down because the lighting is funky. One of the things that Cassandra Clare is so good at is reminding you what is important without like dropping unnecessary information or redundant information for those of you that did reread a series. She has such a fine balance there. The little interludes that are happening in between the chapters, I think, are giving a lot more depth to the world and to the story and what is going on in the larger frame of things, not just with our main characters. And it's something that, I don't know, I think because she took so much time between books during the like Shadowhunters world and those books, especially that last trilogy, it's just something she's great at. I absolutely love Kel. He is probably one of my favorite characters in fantasy. He's a little bit snarky, a little bit sassy, but also like he just wants to do the right thing and to like protect those that are around him. So I did forget how long these chapters are because like I am on chapter 6 ? Yeah, chapter 6, and I'm 120 pages in. Like I was listening to this yesterday when I went grocery shopping, and I got through like an entire grocery trip, like grocery store trip, not just like going and picking up an order, like actually grocery shopping, and I read a chapter and a half. So I was like, that was a lot. But I'm gonna show you the coloring that I did last night. I decided that my challenge for this page was water because I really haven't done a lot of water scenes, and so this one is like a sunset. Very cute, right? I still need to do a couple of the details, go in with my pen and do a few more things, but for the most part this is done. Very cute. Oh, and I need to color the frame around it, but I didn't do like a time lapse. I'm gonna try to do that probably tomorrow because I'll be coloring on sprints, and so I think a time lapse will work for that. But when I'm doing them on the couch and stuff, I have a little lap desk and I can't really bring my camera. That's weird. So anyways, I'm gonna be kind of just showing you more updates, and then we need to pick another picture to work on this afternoon, and I don't know which one I want to do. I kind of want to do this idea of like the Polaroid picture, and so everything around the picture is black and white, and then what's in the Polaroid is colored, and I kind of want to try that with one of these, and I'm kind of thinking, hold on, I found it last night and I was like, this one would be perfect. This one here is like a little garden, a little bunny swinging, and so I thought that one would be cute to try with the Polaroid, because there would be a lot of like detailed like dimension change. So that might be what I work on this afternoon. I've already got my video filmed for this week, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And even though we had time change last night, and I am a little tired, it is only 1:30, so I have been pretty productive today. But I have 36 seconds left on my sprint before I need to go back to the chatty bit, so I'm gonna go, but I will show you my updates for coloring, and yeah, I'm gonna listen to some more books.
Saying I'm sorry, I guess you never really know what somebody's gonna do when they get lonely. You found somebody better than me to take care of your insecurities. You did it all while leaving me in the dark. I try so hard to be what you need. If you're into the finer things, well, maybe we should let this fall apart. 'Cause I feel so stupid for falling for you. I should've listened to my friends when they told me not to. They said you're nothing but a one-night stand, trip to Candyland. If you get too close, then you might understand. But now my heart's on my sleeve and I'm into.
Good morning. I want to talk to you about Ragpicker King because I really haven't talked to you in a couple days about it. So I am almost 60% of the way through it, and I'm having a good time with it. I don't know that I'm in love with it as much as I was with Swordcatcher, especially at this point in the story. I think that this one's going slower. I don't know how to explain it. There's so much politics in it, and there's so much like back and forth between our characters, and like I'm really trying to be vague and not spoil things. But like there's just like there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of secrets that are like, you know, slowly being uncovered and unveiled. It's kind of been fun. I've been buddy reading it with Maria, and I am a terrible buddy reader. And Maria, I am so sorry. I feel so bad because she'll text me and she'll be like, "Ooh, I have this theory. And I'm like, yeah, because I am not the type of person, especially in fantasy, where I build theories in my head. I'm just along for the ride, right? And I'm just here for it. So I'm a terrible buddy reader. If you give me a thriller, I've got all the theories. Okay, I have all of the ideas and stuff like that. But when it comes to a fantasy, I'm just like I just know that I am not going to get anything right because a lot of the times the author is unveiling things at a much slower pace, and it's, you know, there's some twisty things that are happening. So I'm sorry that I'm a bad buddy reader, but it's okay. I'm still having a great time, and I'm also like loving that she has all the theories, because then I'm like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. And so then I can start putting the puzzle together. I will say I'm loving Lynn. Like, okay, Kel was my favorite in Swordcatcher and at the beginning of this book, but Lynn is quite a delight. There's this one scene where she gets drunk, maybe accidentally, where she, like, you know, accidentally drank a whole lot faster than she was planning because she was stressed. And it's just funny because she is the type of character that normally like has everything together, and she is like, she's very much me, like very relatable. And so she's got her life together, and she knows exactly what's happening, and she has this way of presenting herself, and then she kind of lets it all loose. Very much enjoying that. There are a lot of new characters that are getting added in, or at least like new to me that I don't remember, and that could be because I didn't reread Swordcatcher, and so there are little things in this that I am forgetting. But yeah, I'm still having a great time with it. The audiobook is fantastic. Oh my gosh. They're like, okay, the chapters are very long, and that's just like Cassandra Clare. She does that. But there's really nice breaks in it, in that the narrators will switch mid-chapter, because we have a male narrator and a female narrator, and so there are like natural breaks in it. It's hard to tell, like, if you're not immersion reading it, like what page you're on, obviously, so that's a problem. I just try to, like, when I'm on sprints, try to like finish it at the end of a chapter so that I can come back on sprints and say, like, I read 30 pages or whatever. So that's the only thing, but like that's with any book, so that's not a big deal. It's just that like the chapters are 45 minutes to an hour long versus like the 15-20 that I am used to. But yeah, I'm having a great time. I would really like to finish this book today. I would really like to. Do I think it will happen? I'm not sure. But I'm actually going to an author event tonight. I found this author through Threads. Her name is Alexandra Kennington. I think she's actually a Utah author. I imagine so. She has a book coming out, and I think it's her debut. It is a romantasy. Both of the main characters are queer. They're bisexual, and so I am very excited about that, especially as a Utah author, because you don't see that very much, and I'm just happy. Okay, most of the time when you see Utah authors, they're reading or they're writing moral fantasy. That's the best way to put it. Okay, I don't know. I'm very hesitant to work with Utah authors just because of I'm not LDS. And most Utah authors are. But I think we might deviate. If I can find this book on audio, obviously this whole vlog is audiobooks. But if I can find this one on Everand, and now that it's out today, and so I'm going to check, we might deviate. Because I am very excited about this book. It sounds fantastic, and it would be cool to support a Utah author in this vlog. So I will have to check. Otherwise, we might just deviate and read a different book instead. But anyways, I am going to her launch event tonight at a local bookstore in Salt Lake City. So that's very exciting. I'll be able to pick up a copy of the book there, hear her talk about it. This is the first book the first in a romantasy duology, which buzzword here. But I don't know. It sounds like it could be fun. So anyways, that's my plan for today. So I'm gonna go to work, and then I'm just gonna stay here in Salt Lake. It makes no sense for me to drive all the way home and then basically halfway back. And so that doesn't make sense. So I'm just probably gonna find a coffee shop, go get some dinner, treat myself, take myself out on a little solo date.
But you're not thinking twice about me. I wrote a message in my notes that I'm never gonna send to you, saying how I feel if you only knew.
But we also have a little bit of romance as well, which I love, because I firmly believe that there is no story that can't be improved by two people kissing.
Absolutely, yeah.
A recent example of that would be Twisters.
Yes.
Or Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
People should have been kissing, so I appreciate it. I appreciate it when I can get some kissing.
Anytime.
In my novels.
Hello, happy Wednesday. I have a new lipstick color, and I'm not sure that I love it. It's very bright for me, honestly. It might just be something I have to get used to. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I have an update. I finished the Ragpicker King last night. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I don't know. There's these excerpts in between each chapter, and I like that we're getting we got a lot of information in those, and so your brain just got used to that, which I like that we were getting that information, and there's really not a better way to do it. I don't know. I just I didn't have the same connection to it that I had with Swordcatcher, and I don't know how to explain that. So we're gonna go with 4 stars. I liked the ending. I'm very excited for what's going to happen next. I do think that I will probably have to reread probably both of them when the third one comes out, just to really because I do think that I was lost. I should have reread Swordcatcher. So if you're going to read this, maybe reread Swordcatcher first. So I was able to find Blood Beneath the Snow by Alexandra Kennington on Everand, and so I am going to switch up my TBR, because especially after hearing her talk about this book last night, I am so excited. I am ready to be obsessed with this book. I am ready to make this book my entire personality. So first off, she's a local Utah author, and I love that. She's also a bisexual Utah author, and that's not something you see very much of, so I'm very excited about this one. Our main character is bisexual, and it was one of those things that she actually talked about why she made this character bisexual, because she is in a relationship with a man, or the romance is male-female, and so it was when she was questioning her own sexuality, and she was well, kind of to herself, why does it matter, because she came out later. She's like, why does it matter if I'm bisexual because I'm with a man. And so instead of trying to answer that for herself, she gave that question to her character and tried to answer it like, is it important that the character is bisexual even though the romance is between a male and a female? And to her it was, and so that's why it's basically like her own coming out story. And I am already obsessed with that, and I'm ready to be in love with this. There's trials and competitions, and it's about a girl who does not have any magic, but you kind of need magic, and so then she has to fight for the throne with other people that have magic, and then she is kidnapped. So we have this romantic kidnapping. But she's actually kidnapped by this guy who is like this mercenary who is going to like train her to be like able to win. Essentially, that's what's happening. Also, I specifically asked her when I went up to the signing, I said, I just finished Heat of the Everflame. If you want to see that vlog, check it out. I am emotionally wrecked. I know that this is a duology. Am I going to be emotionally devastated because book 2 is not out yet? And she said, no, yes, but no. What does that mean? What does that mean? So anyways, that's where we're at. Anyways, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start today. I also have some other things that I want to get done, and so I'm working from home today, and so I don't have a ton of work today, but I want to like clean my office. I need to film. I need to pack some Pango books. I need to post books on Pango. That's my update. I've been talking about this for 5 minutes now. Oh, I also met Lila Sage because she was the one that was like doing the moderation. She was not signing, but I did pick up Lost and Lassoed. So now I have the collection. Have I read anything past Done and Dusted? No, but we should fix that. Anyways, I'm gonna get some stuff done and start this audiobook, and I will touch base with you when I know a little bit more or have some thoughts. Hello, I thought I'd give you guys a different view for now, because otherwise everything's gonna happen in the office, because I've been working all day. And I've been working on some PA stuff, some like inquiries and things like that, along with my actual day job. But I've also listened to 34% of Blood Beneath the Snow by Alex Kennington. This is very good. This is very good. I don't know if it will work for everybody. I don't know if it will like hit the same way it's hitting for me. Okay, this might just be my own theory. It is my own theory. I would probably venture to guess, probably place a bet on the fact that she is ex-Mormon. There is a lot of deconstructing in this book, like chapter 1. We are talking about it, and it's a fantastical religion, but it's very, very Mormon. And like, that's great. I love that people are doing that are, that she's using this to express herself, and like she wrote this over the course of like 6 years. So obviously like there's a lot of deconstructing that happens in that, but I just have to like, I underlined in pencil a bunch of quotes on one page and then sent it to Derek, because Derek is ex-Mormon too. I'm like fundamentalist. I don't really know. Like, I don't really know what the like name of that is, but like ex-Mormon just has like a better ring to it. But I need to read you some of these, okay? Callum and his wife Araya were also the first to claim they had spoken to the gods. They had believed themselves superior to the God-forsaken. Oh yeah, they're called the God-touched. That's very Mormon. They had believed themselves superior to the God-forsaken to the extent that they'd coined the terms in the first place. They created the Holy Order of Priests and attempted to take over the Fjordlands. Very Mormon. Okay, keep going. I'm sure that there are others like us who believe that this whole story is hogwash. Then there's the group who believe that we're the ones who rightfully own the land. Callum's worthiest ancestors. Very Mormon. Very Utah. The priest would undoubtedly twist the rumors to their advantage as soon as they could manage. My chest constricted at the thought of the God-forsaken who believed everything the religious leaders taught. Like, what? What? Okay, anyways, my lighting. Oh, my lighting is just going in and out because I opened my window and the the curtains are like blowing. So I'm gonna go. I had a good idea and it just didn't work because now it's dark. Hello, you're getting a phone clip because I am too tired to go get my camera or set it up, and also I look like a hot mess, so it looks less bad on my phone. Anyways, it's Thursday night. I'm almost done with Blood Beneath the Snow. I think it's like 75% of the way through. It shouldn't take me too long to finish it. I'll definitely finish it tonight. And okay, I am enjoying this book. The vibes are there. I'm having fun with it. Is it technically the most well-written book? No. I do think that we're jumping from point A to point B too quickly. I think the book could have probably used another 50 to 75 pages so far. And I also and I know that this was an actual author's choice. She wanted to do this, but the trials did not start until the very, very end of the book. And so there's that's, I don't know, I would have liked to see some of the things throughout, because instead we got training montages, which felt repetitive. And so I didn't love that. I do think that our main male character is a little bit he's not fleshed out well enough. Revna is very fleshed out. She is angry, she is feisty, she is stabby. We love her. I don't necessarily love him. And I love, the smut scene, well done. The lead up to that felt rushed. Does that make sense? So I think the easiest way to compare this book is if The Hunger Games and The Mandalorian had a romantasy baby, that would be this book. The tension of him not taking his mask off for so long felt very Mandalorian. Kind of liked that. Kind of felt like you were being edged the entire time, which not mad about. And the smut scene was very, very well done. But my God, let me be so clear. This is such a slow burn. Such a slow burn. But I don't know. I'm really struggling with how I'm feeling about this book, because I'm enjoying the vibes. I am enjoying the experience of it. And I'm trying very hard to not get into this technical mindset of it, because that's not how I'm rating books anymore. I'm not trying to rate them on a critique level. I'm trying to rate them based on my enjoyment and the vibes and stuff like that. And so on that scale, I am liking the book, but I can't help but notice some of the missed elements in here. So it's not a 5-star book, but I'm still enjoying my time with it, if that makes any sense. So, anyways, I'm gonna chill tonight with the Peace Gala starting on Friday night. I know that I'm gonna be reading a ton, and I kind of just want to chill tonight. I'm going to finish this book, obviously. I might start the second one, but I want to continue coloring. I'll give an overview of an overhead shot of what I have been doing, but we've been doing the 2-color challenge. That took so much longer than I thought I was going to. I really thought I would be able to finish that one last night, and I did not. So I'm gonna finish that one tonight, and then I think the rest of the night I'm just gonna not do a challenge. I'm just going to really relax and turn my brain off, other than listening to my audiobooks. But yeah, we're gonna finish this when we're going to start our third book, which is going, because of the way that I changed my TBR, the third book that we're going to be reading is going to be Fable for the End of the World, because I just want a gay book. Sorry, I do. Well, Blood Beneath the Snow is also a queer book, and I do really enjoy the queer representation in that. But I also want something with a very different vibe to it, and Fable for the End of the World is sci-fi, and so that's my thought process there. Hello, happy Friday. It is the last day of this vlog. I need to finish up some books so we can do the Peace Gala. So let's chat. I did finish Beneath the Snow, the Blood Beneath the Snow. There we go. Long title. I don't know what to give it. There were parts of this book I really, really loved. And then there were parts of this book that it's this is definitely a debut. And I think that there are, Revna, great character. She, you can definitely tell that she is angry, that she has a lot of stuff that she needs to deal with, and that she has been, going against everybody for her entire life. So I get that. I don't think that anyone else really was that well fleshed out. So I'm hoping that in the second book we do get that. We get more of that. I'll definitely continue this series, but I do think that this book is probably sitting at like a 3.5. That feels harsh because there are parts of this book that I really, really enjoyed, and I don't want someone to say like, oh, she only gave it 3.5 stars. That means she doesn't recommend it. I think I would recommend it. I think you just have to go into it knowing like this is not the greatest piece of literature on the planet. If that makes sense. But I had such a good time with it, and I definitely think if you are deconstructing from religion, specifically if you're an ex-Mormon, like this might resonate with you on a very personal level. Then last night I started Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reed. This book is stunning. Like, this is the naked cover. There are sprayed edges. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, okay? This is a very sci-fi book. It has a dystopian feel to it. It almost has a Hunger Games feel to it in that like there are some character archetypes that are very similar. We do have like a Gale character where, you know, when she like goes off to go fight the angel, there's a Gale character. I'm just gonna put that out there, okay? Essentially what this series or what this book is, there is a world where the farther you go into debt, you essentially are like negative credits, and once you hit a certain amount, they come get you and you have to go fight their government angel and like essentially pay off your debt that way. It becomes a whole like entertainment spectacle kind of thing. That's also kind of what's giving Hunger Games vibes to it. It's not in the sense of like everybody is coming together for this. It's just like one person that it becomes this spectacle. Our main character has worked very hard to not go into debt. Like, it's an interesting world because like you don't even want to do a favor for a neighbor because like they'll owe you, and you don't want them to owe you because then there's a credit system, right? So it's a really interesting world system, world building. Anyways, our main character has worked very hard to not be in debt, but her mother is not. Her mother wants the finer things in life. She wants, like, she dyes her hair, and so she needs this like jet black hair dye from the capital, and she also goes to these fancy doctors and things like that, and so she is racking up all this debt, and they come to her saying like, time to pay up. And so then she's like, well, go get my daughter. She's gonna be my sponsor, and she's gonna fight. You know, not a great family dynamic. So we've gotten to the point where she's starting to like starting this, it's not a battle, it's like really just a hunt, where she's trying not to die. This is going to eventually be some sort of like sapphic romance between our angel. They're not an angel, they are a genetically modified, genetically enhanced human. Think like Winter Soldier type of thing. So like she has like the cybernetic eyes, she has these like enhancements, these modifications, but she does still have a little bit of a memory, a human soul to it. And so there's going to be some emotional thing. I'm having a really good time with this book. I will say that from like a narration standpoint, this is like totally a me thing. I do wish there were two different narrators because it's two women or two girls. They do sound similar. And that's a me thing, not a book thing, because the book themselves, obviously they don't, like the characters do not have, they have their own identities and things like that, and it's easy for me to find out who I'm talking about quickly, but it would make it just easier if we had two different narrators. But like, that's a me thing, not a book thing. It's expensive to do a dual narration. I get it. I've got about 2.5 hours left of this at my listening speed. I want to finish it before the Gala of Peace starts tonight. I think I can do that. We'll see. I am in the middle of crocheting. I'm trying to get caught up on that because I need to do the row. I'm almost done with the row for Blood Beneath the Snow, and I need to do one for this. So I'll show that to you, but I have 7 minutes left on my sprint, so I do need to finish up, get back to reading. Saturday. We went straight into Gala of Peace. I finished my book, but I forgot to film a closing vlog clip because I just like started my next vlog. And then I went to go finish editing this and I was like, oh wait, I'm missing something. So hello, welcome back. I finished this book like with 35 minutes to spare before the kickoff for the Gala of Peace started. So I don't know how to talk about this book without spoiling it, but I do need you to know that this is not a romance, and it is severely mismarketed. It's a sci-fi, it's a dystopian, it's not a romance. Nope, not in the marketing sense of it all. I also think that this is YA, even though I paid adult money for it, so I don't know about that. I think it's 3.5 stars. I think that this is a very poignant, very relevant book right now, okay? Our, like, big bad, the government that they are trying to fight, so clearly Elon Musk. So clearly. And I kind of love that. I kind of love shoving that in his face. But I do not like the way that this book ended. I do not like the like almost insta love that we had. I don't like that the like it was hot and cold. It's very weird that how the romance was developed and then it's not a romance, and you can infer from that based on what I believe about romances and the romance genre. So there's that. So go into that knowing that. That's a spoiler, so sorry about that. But yeah, 3.5 stars. So let's just say like this week was not like a win in terms of 5 stars, but they weren't bad books. So I don't know, B+, I guess is what we can give this week. All right, I just wanted to show you guys my full weekly coloring pages. So this is everything that I did this week. These are not in any particular order because I do not do things like one after another. But this one was just really cute and fun. I did a lot of the textures and stuff. This is the first one that I did. And then this was actually the last one that I did. I did this one last night. But I really love the colors on this one, the pinks and blues and purples. I think that turned out so nice. And I love her little dress. It's so cute. Then my Polaroid picture that I think turned out really, really well. And if you turn this black and white, the colors I think match really well. I did post-it notes to see which ones I did. This is the one that I did when I just like wanted a chill night. Was it Thursday night? So not a ton of like detail to this one, but I just kind of wanted something to like turn my brain off a little bit. So. And then the 1 color challenge, or 2 color challenge, sorry, that I was talking about with the purples and pinks. And I didn't talk about this one, but this is what I did. This is the one you saw at the beginning where I was actually coloring. This is the 4 seasons challenge. So I split it up into 4, and then we have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And so basically you're seeing the scene through 4 different seasons. I don't actually love the way that this one turned out, unfortunately, but that was everything that I did this week. So that is a wrap on week 2. Make sure that if you are in the market for a new audiobook subscription or ebook subscription, check out the link for Everand down below. You can get 3 credits for free to try out in your first 30 days before you take the plunge. I am continuing to vlog this weekend for the Gala of Peace, where I am reading a bunch of short books, and then next week we will continue on with Realmathon and the next round of Should I Stamp It. If you want to know what I'm talking about and you want to get caught up for episode 1, I'm going to link that vlog right here. And if you have no idea what Realmathon is, although I'm not sure why you would be here if you don't know what that is, I will link Cassidy and her announcement video down below. That is all I have for you today. If you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!